Hi friends, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. This is actually a continuation video, so if today is the first time, if you're clicking on this channel for the very first time or clicking on my video for the very first time, watching this very video, you might as well check out the last video where I talked about how my husband wants me dead and how he broke up with me at the hospital. So this is actually a continuation video, and I want to say, after he broke up with me, life has actually taught me some lessons. So you just check out that video, guys, in case you haven't. And I want to share some of those lessons that life has taught me recently. So my husband broke up with me at the hospital and told me he's ending our marriage because he feels that I have been sick for long, since 2000 and since the year 2020. I've been struggling with cirrhosis, but to the glory of God now I am cirrhosis free. My liver is bouncing in the Lord, and then I had cancer, and then I am also improving. There is no more cancer and I'm healing gradually. So he broke up with me at the hospital and left, and he hasn't even set his eyes on me for almost 3 months now. And I believe that if he sees me now, he's actually going to be shocked, because he can't believe that. He was thinking that I would not survive it, because looking at every indication showed that I wasn't going to survive it. At the time, they removed some fluid from my stomach, and it was blood, all blood. So he felt that nothing was actually going to make me survive. Guys, please do check out that last video and watch my story. So after he broke up with me, I learned a few things and I want to share them. Number one thing I learned was, never you put your trust in man. I have heard this word, I have read about it sometimes, but I never knew how powerful or how true that word is until it happened to me. I am this kind of person that I can vouch for my husband. I'm always proud of him. When you talk about the husband, I know I'm always putting him at the forefront. He's my, at a point, there was a point we were discussing sometime this year, and I was like, you are my life. And he jokingly asked a question, so something like this: now you broke up, what's gonna happen to you, And I was like, I go die, you cannot leave me now. At the point after saying that word, I was like, no, I will not die. If you leave me, I will still live my life. So I didn't know that he was actually already cooking up the things. He was actually already cooking up how he was going to break up with me, until he finally broke up with me at the hospital, where I was struggling with cancer, struggling to survive. So guys, I learned, number one thing, not to put my trust in man, in humans, but rather put my trust in God. God is the one person that life has taught me that every person can fail you, but you see God, your God will not fail you. Then number two thing I learned also is that when one way closes, another way will always open for those that trust in God, or those that love God. See, I am an addicted lover of God. I don't know, and I believe that's why God is actually making ways for me and has been fighting my battles. I have been afflicted in so many ways, afflicted from the beginning to the end, to the bottom, from my head, crown of my head to the sole of my feet, was afflicted. But how I fought these afflictions was something that, at a point, if I think about it, it marvels me. Because especially the liver cirrhosis one, the liver cirrhosis that this man even opened his mouth to tell me he's tired of me and my sickness, was actually contacted from his house, because it was his mom, which is my mother-in-law, that had liver cirrhosis. I never knew about liver cirrhosis until she had liver cirrhosis and actually died. A few years later, I started showing symptoms of this same liver cirrhosis, and then later on it was confirmed that I had liver cirrhosis. And doctor was asking me, do you have anybody that have had liver issues before in your family? Because I don't drink, I don't smoke, and I was like, my mom-in-law. So it was like, it's transferable, you may have contacted it from her. At this point I had hepatitis, but before they could find out, the hepatitis had already eaten my liver to a very large extent. So, but to the glory of God, he saved me. And one thing I know is that God will always make a way for those that love him, for his own. So no matter what you're going through, love God. And when you love him, he will never leave you. He will always make a way for him. So when my husband kind of left, I felt like, who is going to stand by me again? I felt like my backbone has left. But yeah, God made a way. And see guys, I am living my life. My life now is far better than it was before. God made a way. Before then, my sister was just struggling with life too, but God placed her in a position that she became my financial backbone. She has been very, 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 very supportive financially. And then see, this man that even broke up with me at the hospital, who spent over half a million naira trying to save me. But do you know that it was actually this my same younger sister that God used to provide this money? And at the point, if I just think about it, I was like, my own sister, how did she even get this money? But God made a way when there was no way. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. When you trust in God, and one way the devil thinks that he wants to close one door against you, God opens another door. Not just one door, he opens several doors. And even my mom that could barely feed because my father had just died, my mom was sending money. It was a shock to me. So guys, number one thing, trust no man, trust no human. Put your trust in God. Number two, love God. Life has taught me that when one way closes, God will always open another way. And number three things I also learned is, when some people leave your life, that is actually when you discover yourself. See, immediately after he left, it was tough, yes. At the point I attempted suicide. At the point I felt hopeless. At the point I felt my dreams had crashed. But you know what? I didn't even know that it was the beginning of a new life for me. This was when I started discovering myself. Within the point that he has left now, this last 3 months, if I tell you the wealth of knowledge that I have learned, I have discovered myself the more. I have got to connect with myself the more and know more about who I am and the powers that I actually carry. These things, I could not do them. I have come to realize that I can actually live 1,000,001 times without him. I have discovered myself. So it doesn't matter who leaves you. Sometimes, and also life has also taught me that sometimes God will cause a separation to happen between you. It could be your friends, it could be something, and then you begin to wonder, what is actually making this person separate from me? When you have a friend that just automatically separates, and you're trying to build that friendship, it's not working. Guy, don't force it. Let it go. Let it go. Because maybe God is trying to tell you, focus on another direction, focus on another thing. Yeah, it might be very painful. I've been through that road and I know how painful it can be. But this is a time for you to discover yourself. And I have discovered myself. And also, as in, a lot of positive things have happened around me that I may not remember to talk about it now, but the more I remember them, the more I keep sharing about them. So humans will disappoint you, no matter who they are. And also, one thing that life has also taught me, that I should not boast of anybody. I should not swear and say this person is the best of my days, and allow life to introduce them to you. You see that your best friend that you are bragging with, if life should hit you, are you sure that your best friend can stand with you? You will be very surprised. Life has also taught me that I should not expect much from people. I was actually expecting so much from him. I wasn't expecting him to act that way. At the time itself, I was thinking that maybe he was possessed. So I'm thinking the spirit will leave him, until I discovered that he has actually been planning this thing, because gradually he talks some things about it, and this is actually like, he had actually said something like that before, and I was like, what do you mean? And then he was like, sorry. So he has actually been planning it. And then following me to the hospital, he felt I was going to die there. And then seeing that I was improving, he got, I don't know, should I say angry or whatever. He felt irritated, and then decided to break up with me at the hospital, on the hospital bed, while I was struggling to live. I believe he felt that immediately he tells me that I was actually going to die, because yes, I was very weak. In fact, my life was, if it was a battery, it was showing red at that point. Those words were actually supposed to kill me. But I told myself, I have a destiny to fulfill. I have people to talk to. I have you to meet. I have people that I am going to help, because I created this channel because when I started seeing improvement on my liver cirrhosis, that was when I created this channel. I said, no, I want to share my story with the world. I want to help people get better. And before, I used to be very sick. There were points in my life that almost every day I was sick, typhoid, fever, and all those stuff. But the way I started improving with natural remedies, these were the things that actually spurred me to creating up this channel. So I kept telling myself, I already started up a YouTube channel. People are waiting for me. I have to be strong for them. I have to be strong to tell others that you can. And yeah, guys, these are the few lessons that life has taught me recently after he broke up with me at the hospital. So once again, if life is treating you anyhow or whatever, I don't care the situation that you are going through, and you are beginning to see, my friends are leaving me, or this person is leaving me, my father has left me, my mother has left me. I want to tell you that it doesn't care who has left you. It doesn't care. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who has left you. It doesn't matter who has given up on you. You will fail when and only if you give up on yourself. This is the biggest take home, and I'll keep saying it. I would have died if I gave up on myself. He was just waiting for me to just say, okay, just give up. But I refused. No matter who it is that gave up on you. At a point, even my pastor did give up on me. There was negative prophecies. Even his pastor told him, this girl is not going to survive. Yes, I'm also going to talk about that. His pastor told him that I will not survive. I was seated one day and somebody was telling him, Oga, please take heart. And he accepted. Okay. And I was angry with him. Why would you accept somebody telling you to take heart? And you see, I'm still fighting to live. You are accepting. What kind of life is that? He already accepted the negative prophecies. And I want to tell you, it doesn't matter who accepts that negative prophecy. And I don't even care who is giving the prophecy. This person that gave the prophecy is a prophet that people knows. When he talks, people fall. Boom, 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 boom. But I told him and I damned that prophecy, and I said, your prophecy will never work over me. And do you know that all the days I spent in the hospital, not even once did that pastor call me. Not even once did he say, let me check up on him. This was the church I was even attending before I decided to leave. My husband's pastor told him I was going to die, so you have to leave her. So I think he was like, let me just leave now. Maybe, I don't know, guys. Let me not talk too much. I don't want this video to be too long. So I hope you learned something. If you did not learn anything, no matter who it is that gave up on you or gave up on you, don't give up on yourself. Because when you give up on yourself, that is when you lose everything. But if you don't give up on yourself, if you keep fighting, there will definitely be a way. there will definitely be a light. There is always a light at the end of the tunnel. At a point in, the thing was so dark, but I kept forcing myself to dream and see the light. Even when I was trying to see the light and the light wasn't coming, I kept forcing myself and kept telling myself, there must be a light at the end of this tunnel. There must be light at the end of this tunnel. And guys, at the end of it, God made a way. So if you watch this point, please don't forget to help me say thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus, for saving me, because it's been him. In fact, if it's not for God, I wonder where I would have been. Cancer stage 4. It was very, very aggressive, and then I was already placed for chemo, and at the end I didn't take any chemo. They were looking for cancer. They started doing lots of tests, lots of scan. The hospital could not believe. They had to even send me out of the hospital to go for another test, and then all came negative. After about 4 scans had confirmed it, 2 weeks after, I was cancer free. I'm also going to be sharing some of the things that I did that helped me flush out the cancer cells, and some of the things I'm actually doing that's helping me to heal also. So just stay tuned and stick around the channel if you would love to hear some of those things, and if you would love to hear more of my story. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I love you all. Stay safe, stay blessed, keep bouncing in the Lord. Signing out, guys. Love you all.